The learning target for today's lesson on velocity is I can explain how speed differs from velocity. And before you go any further, make sure you hit pause and grab a guided notes sheet from Station 1. And when you're finished with this lesson, I recommend you come back to this very beginning intro and take a look at this diagram because it does a good job addressing the heart of this learning target. We need to know what speed is and we need to know what velocity is in order to tell the two apart. As we're studying motion and speed and velocity, one of the things we're going to practice is being able to represent these things using distance-time graphs. And so here you see an example of one of those types of graphs. The motion of an object can be represented by a distance-time graph, and in a distance-time graph, the object or the speed of the object is represented by the slope or the steepness of the line in the graph. So you can see here we've got motion, and then we've got a little moment where we've got a pause, and then we've got another pause, and then sometimes this right here would represent a slowing down of the motion. So we're going to be doing some practicing with representing speed and velocity using graphs. So speed and velocity are very similar. Speed tells you only how fast an object is moving. Doesn't tell you the direction the object is moving. The measure of both speed and direction is called velocity. Velocity is a vector that can be represented by an arrow. And we'll talk a little bit about what that arrow tells you as far as how much velocity or how little velocity something has, and then how it also represents the direction of the motion. So as you look at our guided notes sheet here, you can see our target, the vocabulary for this target, and then you'll see over here that you've got a little spot to think about the distance-time graphs and answer this question here. How can you tell how fast an object is moving by looking at a graph like this? And it might be helpful to take a look back at this graph here and use that to help you think about a good answer for that. And in addition, remember at the bottom here, you're going to pick two of these following choices. You're going to create a distance-time graph to represent a typical trip from your home to school or some other route you travel often. You may estimate distances and times, and then you're going to use color and a ruler. Or you're going to create a colorful Venn diagram that compares speed and velocity. Use at least 3 pictures and or symbols with your diagram. And then you've also got a word problem down here about Sam running a race, and you're going to do some average speed calculation. Then when you're done, you're going to make sure you have this sheet in your notebook along with your work, and you're going to check it in with me. Let me know if you have any questions. It's a great day to be a Muskie.